Okay, hello everyone. 안녕하세요. KBT의 테리입니다. 오늘 저희 SOA 쪽에 파운더 세 분하고 오늘 대화를 나눠보겠습니다. Okay, so hi everyone. Hi SOA.
G'day, how you going?
Hi. I cannot see you, Amir. Can you please move a little bit to the direct? Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's better. I can see you now. Okay, so please say hello to Korean viewers and the YouTube fans of the SOA, please.
G'day, Korea, how you going? Hope you're having a nice evening.
Okay, and then Darren?
I just wanted to maybe just introduce ourselves and the team just before we start.
Sure.
My name is Amir. I'm the CEO and founder of SOAR, and I've been working with mapping technology now for almost 15 years, actually over 15 years.
I see.
I'm actually an earth scientist by education, and I've worked in some pretty incredible projects, from mining, agriculture, and satellite systems, in different parts of the world. And it's a privilege to be a part of SOAR going forward and working with the rest of my team.
Yeah, hi, I'm Darren Smith.
Before that, Amir, I still cannot see your face. I can only see your face at half. So yeah, a little bit more.
Me?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
sorry. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that better?
Yeah, it's better. And your voice has
Okay.
to be a little bit louder, so please do so.
Okay, no worries.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, hi.
Okay.
I'm Darren Smith, and I'm a geospatial expert for SOAR, and I come from a background of UAVs and also other autonomous vehicles
I see.
as well. I'm like Amir, I'm a geoscientist, and so maps are near and dear to my heart.
I see. That's very good. Okay, and then?
Hi, g'day. My name's Chris.
Yes,
I'm the
Chris.
lead engineer at SOAR. So I do all the programming work. I'm a programmer, always have been since I was a little child. And I've been working with mapping technology for about 5 or 6 years now.
I see. So you guys are based on like engineering background or
Yeah,
CWD?
so I've got a science and
Okay.
mapping background, but predominantly satellite imaging technology.
I see.
Darren, more drones and mapping.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's about it. And geoscience, yeah.
Okay. and
Geoscience background.
And mine's programming.
Okay, that's
My
good.
background is
So
programming engineering.
how do I gonna learn this program is that I will do the like AMA and I will keep on translating middle of the hour session in Korean. So okay. So we need to have
Yeah.
we'll have some
Excellent.
like break times between our interviews. So okay, so let me translate to the Korean viewers first. Okay.
Great.
예, 안녕하세요, 한국 분들. 우선 지금 오늘 소아 쪽에 세 분을 모시고 오늘 AMA를 진행을 하는데요. 우선 이 세 분 소개를 진행을 하였습니다. 제일 왼쪽편에 계시는 분이 이쪽 CEO, 소아 쪽의 CEO시고요. 아밀이라고 합니다. 그리고 중간에 계신 분이 다렌 쪽이고요. 그리고 제일 오른쪽에 계신 분이 이제 크리스. 이쪽 아밀 같은 경우는 이제 지질 쪽하고 세트라이트 위성통신 매핑 관련한 엔지니어 백그라운드를 가지고 계시고, 다렌 같은 경우는 이제 드론, UAV, 언맨 데코 시스템이라고 해서 무인선 관련해서 디그리를 가지고 계신 분이고요. 그리고 제일 오른쪽 부분은 이제 프로그래밍 쪽, IT 쪽, 프로그램 쪽에 크리스는 프로그램 쪽에 백그라운드를 가지고 계십니다. Okay, so guys, can you before we start, I need to explain to the viewer about how this gonna be airdrop will be like work. Have you guys been told? Like at the end of session, you guys have to say that the airdrop will be start. Then the airdrop will be start. So, and at the end of all the session, after all the interviews, I will give you some point, and you just say airdrop will. Then 지금 AMA하고 제일 마지막쯤에 질문들이라든지 이런 걸 올려주시면은 그중에 채택되신 분이나 채택되신 분들에 한해서 에어드랍을 스카이엔 이쪽 소아 쪽 코인이죠. 5,000개를 지급드리도록 할 예정이었습니다. 그래서 마지막쯤에 많은 질문 올려주시기 바랍니다. Okay, guys. Can you please explain briefly what is the SOAR?
Sure. So look, SOAR is a decentralized supermap of the world. What we seek to do with SOAR is to take imagery and maps from different multiple sources, not just drones, everything from satellites all the way to aerial imaging systems to drones. We want to put that all into one decentralized platform which exists on the blockchain. That in itself is a short explanation of what SOAR is.
So can you just say like that? Is that gonna be the platform system that can trade the image or the like video clips taken by
imagine it could, the best way to probably imagine it is that it's like a decentralized version of Google Maps.
I see.
But you're not just looking at satellite imagery, you're looking at drone imagery, you're looking at aerial imagery, you're looking at different types of data, and you can go back in time as well. So you can choose what you want to do because it's completely decentralized and it all exists on the blockchain. It's crowdsourced and it belongs to the community.
I see. 우선 SOAR에 대해서 간단하게 설명을 요청했는데요. Decentralized then 이제 구글 맵이라고 보면 된다고 합니다. 그래서 새틀라이트에서 찍은 촬영 영상 외에도 드론이라든지 이런 것들에 대해서 촬영된 것에 대해서 플랫폼을 만드는 시스템이라고, decentralized 플랫폼이라고 보시면 됩니다. So actually for the image taken by the drones or the like satellite or whatever, the contents, so is that gonna be traded through the SOAR system or platform system like made by SOAR?
That's correct, yes. So you could have drone content on there, and the content creators and providers can take imagery from these drones that we've got here on our table, and everyone that has got a drone can be a partner inside this system, into this platform. And so we're connecting the drone providers with consumers that require mapping data, which is taken from these drones.
I see. So for the drone images, like taken images, I can like easily see from the like Google image and checking out from the Google or website or the other website. Is that any like current market or the like website that can especially only see the drone taken images or the videos?
There is, and but however, in those websites and in Google Maps, you can't. The resolution is not that good, so you can't zoom in enough. That's one of the problems. The other problem is you have to, whatever Google gives you or whatever the other websites give you, that is what you're going to be using. In our system, you can be very specific on what you want to see. If you want to see a particular type of image, you as a consumer have the power to choose that particular type of image. So if you want to, in our system, go back and image a part of the desert or the forest, but on Google that imagery has not been updated, on our system it has been updated. So it's much more dynamic and it happens quicker all over the world.
I see. So it should has much higher resolution than the
higher resolution, and it's updated more often as well. And it is from different sources, not just one.
I see.
And one of the biggest problems with Google is Google owns all your data and it owns the satellite imagery.
I see.
With SOAR, we don't own any of the data. The data is the drone provider or the satellite imagery provider.
I see.
We are just a platform it's a decentralized platform that connects everybody.
Great. Okay. 지금 SOAR 같은 경우니까 드론으로 영상을 촬영해서 아니면 드론으로 이미지를 테크해서 뭐 웹사이트에 올라가 있는 것들은 저희가 쉽게 구글에서 찾을 수가 있는데, 구글의 이런 콘텐츠라든지 그러니까 포털 웹사이트에 있는 이미지랑 SOAR가 하려고 하는 게 뭐가 틀린지에 대해서 기본적으로 문의를 해봤습니다. SOAR 같은 경우는 이제 구글 같은 경우는 구글이 해당 이미지를 다 보유를 하고 있는 분이 첫 번째고, 하고 레졸루션이 그렇게 좋지는 않습니다. 상당히 흐리게 되고 저희가 줌을 해서 뭐 이미지를 본다거나 이런 것들에 상당히 제약이 있는데, SOAR가 하고자 하는 것들은 여러 사람들이 많은 사람들이 많은 드론 파일럿들이 이미지를 누구나 올 수 있게 하고 그 이미지에 대한 소유권을 이제 모두 커뮤니티가 나눠서 가지는 거기 때문에 decentralized then 이제 drone based 이미지 플랫폼 시스템이라고 보시면 됩니다. Okay, so we have like now we have big question here. So why we need a blockchain here? What does blockchain do in here?
Sure, that's a great question. I think Chris, would you like to take care of this one?
Yeah, sure, I'd love to. So one of the biggest things that we're trying to do is to provide some sort of authenticity that data has come from where it's said it's come from, been collected from, and when it was collected from. So that's a really huge part of the problem for us is at the moment when most of the channels that say like news or mining are trying to source imagery, the biggest problem that they have is that they can't guarantee that imagery has come from where it said it has come from.
That's right.
It's a big problem in this, particularly with fake news at the moment. That's come up an awful lot for us. So the blockchain fills a very powerful role in creating that transactional history that an image has come from where it is said it's come from, that somebody, when they do extra work on that imagery, geo-rectifying it, positioning it just correctly on the map, that has then got that paper trail of activity that's associated with it.
The other thing on top of that, which is actually, I think, really vital for the viewers to understand, is in a regular fiat currency, when you've got $1, for example, that $1 is $1. There exists no smart contract behind that $1. In our system, and Chris can talk about this a little bit more as well, in our SkyMap token, there exists a different amount of metadata, payload information, and information also about the type of drone that it was used, and what even the weather conditions potentially are like on the day that the imagery was captured. So the blockchain facilitates that. And as we know, because the blockchain can't be changed, that is very, very important because it puts a stamp in the blockchain forevermore. So that allows us to go back in time and look at the way the world is changing through the imagery, the power of the imagery. Without the blockchain, this wouldn't be possible.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to add to that, Chris, a little bit more.
I guess the only other thing that I'd like to add would be the long-term goals for the system is for it to be completely consensus-driven. So, decisions about whether imagery is removed or decisions about where value increase needs to occur within the platform has to occur in a very consensus and decentralized manner. Again, as me mentioned earlier, we are just a platform. We are just an enabler that connects dots together.
That's very good. Okay, let me explain this. I find it very good point. 지금 그래서 이 SOA 같은 경우는 이런 드론으로 찍은 컨텐츠에 블록체인이 왜 필요한지 제가 질문을 했던 거고요. 중요한 부분은 지금 뭐 이미지라든지 이런 컨텐츠에 대해서 카피라이트라든지 라이센스 부분이 상당히 이슈가 되고 있습니다. 어떤 사람 이걸 조작해서 이미지를 올릴 수도 있고 그런 부분들이 매니플레이트 될 수가 있는 부분이 있기 때문에 이런 것들을 방지하기 위해서 서피어적인 부분하고 카피라이트 저작권적인 부분하고 그리고 모든 기록들이 블록체인에 기록이 될 수가 있으니까 이 해당 이미지하고 블록체인하고 결합하면은 이 이미지에 촬영을 했을 때에 드론 종류라든지 날씨라든지 어떤 상태에서 이 드론이 해킹됐는지를 모든 기록들이 들어갈 수가 있고 보안하고 기록들이 들어갈 수가 있다는 점이 상당히 블록체인을 이 드론 콘텐츠 쪽에 적용시킨 이유기도 하고 가장 큰 장점이라고 합니다. Okay, I think that's gonna be the big thing. So it's gonna be the base. So for the copyright issue, there is the image copyright issue that everyone can manipulate the image that is taken by me, and I can just put onto the platform and get money from the users. So with this your system, it can prevent those kind of issues. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, that's the guts of it. Would you like me to explain how we achieve that?
Yeah,
I think it's
great.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first two mechanisms that we have in place are reading the data that comes from the drone. So there is the metadata, which comes directly from the image. There's something called a DEN file, which also comes from the drone that gives information about it. And then the next level of protection there is understanding what the blockchain is. As far as they're concerned, they just drag and drop their file. The sponsor acts as the next level of looking at that imagery and being able to decide that it has been collected correctly and that it is accurate. After that, there is, again, we were discussing the consensus nature of the platform. There are consensus issues as well. So if the data has been decided that, it's incorrectly collected, the community is able to basically vote and decide on that.
Sorry, go on.
And the final step is for a bounty system. So we've got like a bounty system where people can collect data. The bounties are placed on the map that people can go out and collect data. And in those situations, there's a check-in system where they need to check in with their phone.
So it's gonna be a little bit like technical, so it's a little bit hard for me.
Yes.
So like for the user, if I am the drone pilot, so I fly my drone onto the sky and I took the pictures.
Yep.
And what do I do if I want to use the SOAR platform?
Yeah, I can take that again.
Mhm.
So literally, you just drag and drop the file onto the platform.
Okay.
That's as complex as it is, and you can put in some information like a title and a description and some tags. Make it like social media, like posting to Instagram.
I see.
Just very basic stuff.
It's very, very similar. If you look at all the drone content that's on Instagram at the moment, okay?
Yeah.
Think of it this way. On Instagram, people only get likes, okay? That's it on Instagram and some comments. What we're saying to drone pilots is, what if you could put it on a consensus-driven map of the entire world, not only get paid for it, but you're helping build a super map of the world, and that image that drone pilots put on there can be used for different things. On Instagram, it just looks good. That's it. But on our system, it could do way more than that. Not only does it look good, but you can count things, you can classify things, you can really analyze the imagery.
That's very good. Okay, let me explain. 우선은 SOA 같은 경우 어떻게 작동이 되냐? 매우 쉽다고 합니다. 플랫폼이 있으니까 이미지를 촬영한 이미지를 당연히 그냥 드래그로 해가지고 그냥 폴더에 넣고 빼고 이런 식으로 해서 이미지를 올릴 수가 있고. So I have one question. So it's gonna be just drag and down onto the folder, moving the image taken, and after that, so after I put my image onto your system, then it'll be working together with the blockchain into my image, or is that how it's gonna work?
Yeah.
So talk about the smart contract and what the smart contract is.
Sure. So there is a bit of there will be a bit of a delay because of the sponsors. So the sponsors sit in between the drone operators and the blockchain.
Okay.
And they abstract them from the details of the blockchain.
I see.
So there's a bit of time. The sponsor verifies that.
Okay.
They say that, yes, I like this data and I want to sponsor it, and then it goes into the blockchain.
That's one question. Like if I can just download and just put into the drag, I can just download from Google image now. I can put onto your system that this is my image I took in. So how can you prevent those kinds of manipulation? And that the sponsor will do this job, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So part of the job, but again, the other part of the job is just
maybe might be a good idea if we actually explain what a sponsor is.
Yeah.
Okay. So a sponsor is that's how the proof of effectiveness staking model in our system works, right? Because it's community-driven data, we want the sponsor. If the imagery is coming from a satellite, it's very, very high, and it just collects everything. That's okay, no problems at all. But when it comes to the drones itself, the drones can be collecting different types of imagery at different resolutions. Sometimes what they may collect might be incorrect, okay? Or it might not be good data, or it might be old data. So in your example, they said they can do a copy from Google Maps and put it inside our system. You have to go through a sponsor, because if you don't, then you can't get your system on there. That's how we make sure that the content is the right content. So if someone does load it from Google Maps, we'll be able to tell automatically. The other thing that is very important is these drones here, okay? These drones already have got special software inside that collects information on where the image was collected and what the image ID is and metadata. We are taking this information and putting it into the blockchain using a smart contract. And this is what Chris was talking about before.
So that's gonna be only for that specific drone, and so you guys also have to work with the drone manufacturing companies to...
No. We don't. Although we do work with the manufacturers of the companies, our system can talk to any imagery that's taken by any drone. No problems at all.
Okay, that's good. Let me explain.
Sure.
제가 궁금했던 부분은, 그러니까 이게 이미지를 촬영하는 것에 대해서 어떻게 이게 진짜 이미지인지, 이게 조작된 이미지가 아니고, 저희가 플랫폼에 얘들 시스템에 올리기 전에 조작해서 올린다면은 그걸 어떻게 판별할 수가 있냐, 그러니까 스폰서 시스템이라고 있다고 합니다. 그 해당 이미지가 구글에서 저희가 쉽게 그냥 다운받아서 올린 건지 직접 테이크를 한지에 대해서 검증하는 이제 스폰서 시스템이 있다고 해서 그쪽 업체들이나 시스템이 검증을 해서 이게 이제 직접 테이크한 이미지인지 확인을 하고 시스템에 올라갈 수 있다고 합니다. Okay. Where is Amir? Okay. Okay. So who will be taking benefits from this system?
So who's going to take benefits from the system?
Do you want to take this one?
Definitely. So people can be in either two groups. They can either be drone operators and people who provide content, or people that use drone imagery. So I think in this day and age, most people are used to using Google Maps or Google Earth imagery. That's part of everyday life. I think everybody checks that, uses that information every day. So people who like to fly drones, who like to take artistic photographs, people who like to use drones for more, I guess, business purposes, want to do mapping, want to do crop analysis. Those people both enjoy flying the drones, but they also want to monetize it. So we're giving them the opportunity to put their images on the blockchain available for sale, and we're also giving them the opportunity to put images that they perhaps have used before and want to sell again, or images that they acquired that they're not sure are going to be of use. And I guess another benefit of who is this going to benefit is for where there isn't drone images. So in highly populated areas, there's a likelihood you'll have a lot of images because there'll be a lot of drone operators. But if you were to go onto our testnet now and see where example images are, you're going to get a good feeling of where there's lots of drone operators. But drone operators are going to be able to realize where there's an opportunity to make money because perhaps there just isn't a lot of imagery in a certain area.
Yeah. Okay, that's very good. 제가 물어본 건 이제 이 시스템으로 해서 누가 이제 이득을 볼 수가 있는지, 어떤 분한테 이게 장점으로 가는지 물어봤는데, 아까 전에 제가 놓친 부분은 일반적으로 저희가 이미지를 촬영하면 뭐 드론을 날려서 아주 멋진 이미지를 촬영했다. 그러면 단지 올릴 수 있는 게 페이스북에 올려가지고 뭐 라이크, 좋아요 이것만 받는 게 다인데, 실적으로 이걸 이제 경제화, 에코노믹화 시킬 수가 있다는 거죠. 그래서 좋은 이미지를 올린 사람들은 그 대가를 받고 팔 수도 있고, 이런 좋은 이미지를 구하는 당연히 디맨드 쪽도 있을 거니까 그쪽 사람들은 딴 데 있지 않은 좋은 이미지를 유일한 이미지를 구할 수도 있고, 그것도 이제 선순환 돼서 어떤 에코시스템을 만드는 그 역할을 한다고 볼 수 있습니다. 그래서 이미지를 드론을 움직이는 사람이라든지 매핑을 하는 사람, 좋은 이미지를 구하는 사람 모두에게 좋은 프로젝트가 될 것이라고 얘기를 하고 있습니다. So as we all know, people are just downloading the images from the Google or the website or the portal site easily at the moment. And of course, this is very attractive. So how can you attract people to use this SOAR system? Do you have any marketing plan or like to attract people to use the SOAR?
Yeah, look, I just want to go back on something here. I think it's really important to understand how people use with Google, okay? Because it seems to come up again and again. People say, well, there's Google Maps. Google Maps does a lot of things which we don't do, okay? And we do a lot of things which Google Maps don't. I just want to be very clear. We are not a competitor to Google Maps. In fact, Google Maps is one of our layers, okay, of the data set that we use. We've got partnerships with the European Space Agency. We're actually speaking to the Korean Space Agency at the moment, the Japanese Space Agency, and also NASA. One of our biggest growth trajectories is to associate ourselves with partnerships, and in the next couple of weeks we're going to be announcing some big partnerships with these providers of satellite imagery.
I see.
From the drone side, we're also talking to manufacturers. So we're talking to companies such as DJI, obviously, which are going to be embedding. You get your phone, you take a photo of your friends or your family or a scene, and it comes up as soon as you take your photo. It says, do you want to share this to Facebook or Instagram instantly? What we want to do is we want to work with the drone manufacturers that as soon as they capture their drones, I mean, Darren can talk about this a little bit later as well, is it instantly asks them, do you want to share this image onto the SOAR platform? That is our main strategy for growth, is through partnerships.
That's interesting. Okay, let me explain. 우선 이쪽에서 생각하는 거는 드론이 경쟁자라기보다는 이제 어떻게 보면은 같이 가는 이제 파트너라고 볼 수도 있는데, 지금 뭐 여러 가지 저희가 그냥 이미지를 다운을 받고 싶으면 구글이라든지 인터넷에 들어가서 이 드론 촬영 이미지를 쉽게 다운받을 수 있는데, 어떻게 SOAR라는 시스템을 사람들한테 널리 알릴 것이냐라고 얘기를 하니까 여러 가지 마케팅 플랜 중에 드론뿐만 아니고 위성 세틀라이트 쪽을 장관하는 이제 한국 쪽의 위성 스페이스 쪽 에이전시하고 미국 쪽하고 나사 같은 쪽하고 같이 협력을 맺을 준비도 하고 있고, 그래서 세틀라이트 이미지 같은 경우도 당연히 아까 이런 SOA 시스템을 이용해서 플랫폼을 이용해서 판매도 가능하고 구매도 가능하게끔 하는 것을 생각하고 있다고 합니다. 추가적으로 이제 중국의 DJI라고 전 세계 이제 드론의 상당한 부분을 마켓 쉐어를 가지고 있는 드론 메이커가 있는데 그쪽하고도 지금 얘기를 하고 있는 게 드론을 처음에 받게 됐을 때 소비자들이 그냥 드론만 받는 게 아니고 선택을 할 수 있게끔 이 드론으로 촬영한 이미지를 SOA 쪽에 처음부터 이제 올릴 수가 있는 올리겠느냐라는 이제 그런 혜택도 그런 마케팅 파트너십도 준비를 하고 있다고 합니다. 매니팩처러하고 이런 마케팅 파트너십이 가능하다면 상당히 강력하게 사람들한테 뿌려질 것 같습니다. Okay, I think it's very good point to you doing the partnership with the manufacturer that it's gonna be very easier than to just let people know about what is SOAR. I think it's very good idea. And hopefully you have some partnership with the Korean drone manufacturer, for the future. Okay, so let's talk about the tokens. So what does token do? Do I call SkyM or the token names? How does it? What's the role of the SkyM?
Yeah, sure. So the token is called SkyMap token, SKYM. It is an ERC20 compatible token. So it's ERC20 plus a bit of additional functionality. Its primary role in the system is to reward the content creators, so to reward the drone operators for contributing in the system. It also has a range of other purposes and functions within the system. One of them is what we recognized very early on is that different parts of the world have different value associated with them. So some parts of the world are high populated areas. Imagery is going to be worth more value in that area. If there's a natural disaster or a current event, value in that area is going to raise in value. So one of the main roles of the token is to calculate value of imagery in an area and how that changes over time. It also acts as a staking system for the sponsors. So what we say to the sponsors is to be eligible to be a sponsor, you need to hold a certain volume of SkyMap tokens. It's basically to prove that they're committed into the system. And that also acts as a inflationary pressure. So as more sponsors come on board, it restricts the quantity of SkyMap tokens in supply.
So does that mean as you have like more tokens, you have more power as the sponsor?
Yes, up to a limit. Basically, you need to hold a certain number of tokens before you become eligible to be a sponsor. So it's not like you get more power by having more tokens. It's more you need to have a certain level before you're able to act as a sponsor.
And I think this is really important because when we start, not all drone operators are going to have high ratings. So some drone operators will have 3-star rating and others will have, say, a 1-star rating and a 5-star rating system. So what we want to do is we want to attract the community will be able to choose. Say we all potentially are providing drone imagery into the SOAR platform, but maybe Chris might not be that good, Darren might be the best, and I'll be in the middle. Sorry, and my might be in the middle. I might only have a 3-star rating, but then Darren will have a 5-star rating, so the community can actually look at that and actually trust more of Darren's work.
I see. Okay, so we can actually do the rating system onto the...
Very similar to Uber, actually, the way the Uber system works. Okay. So the way we see the gamification of how we rate the drone pilots is very important for us, and that we're trying to focus to something like what Uber has done in the past as well.
One final thing I wanted to mention as well is the Sky Bounty system. So the Sky Bounty is essentially I don't know if you played Pokemon Go in Korea.
Yeah,
we used to love it. Yeah, basically what the Sky Bounty is that somebody who's interested in a particular part of the world can place a bounty on that spot. And all of the drone operators are able to basically chase that bounty down, and all that is facilitated by SkyMap.
Okay, yeah, and that's interesting.
Yeah. Darren, do you want to maybe add something a little bit to that on how that might work in the real world from a mapping expert?
Yeah, definitely. You can definitely qualify people in terms of their skills and their experience, and also the equipment they're using. So, for example, there are drones that are that are very equipped for taking artistic and good images. And then there's the upper scale drones that have a bit more investment involved. And that's certainly something that we're going to record with every transaction. What was the drone used? What was the resolution? What was the time of day? All those things are going to be very important to somebody. So for example, if somebody was to say, I need images acquired out in this part of the world, there's going to be very highly qualified people that are going to know the time of day that it's best to acquire that image, what drone to use, and they're also going to be able to implement, I guess, higher technology to ensure that there's greater validity, just more accurate data with that, which then gives more value to the consumer who's willing to pay, say, the higher price going for that 5-star drone operator.
I see. Okay, let me explain this at this point.
Sure.
우선 토큰이 있습니다. 스카이엠이라고 스카이 매핑 토큰이라고 있는데 이게 어떻게 작용을 하냐고 아까 전에 말씀드린 대로 보상 시스템 컨텐츠를 올리고 이제 판매를 하고 살 수 있을 때 다 스카이엠으로 진행을 하고 이게 특정 이미지에 대해서 지역별로 이게 이 이미지를 특별히 원하는 지역이 있을 것입니다. 뭐 사고가 난다거나 뭐 매우 중요한 이미지가 된다거나 그런 것들은 해당 지역에서 특별히 가격이 올라갈 수 있으니까 그런 가격을 밸런스를 맞추고 특정 금액이 아니고 그러니까 이동성이 있는 가격화시킬 수 있는 게 스카이엠 코인이라고 보시면 됩니다. 몇 가지 재밌는 게 이제 이 스카이엠 코인을 이용해가지고 할 수 있는 것들이 아까 얘기한 것 중 흥미로운 게 그 포켓몬고라는 게 있는데요. 저희가 이제 어떤 사람이 해당 이미지에 해당 지도 부분에 특정 지역의 이미지를 꼭 나는 드론 이미지를 갖고 싶다. 그러면은 그쪽 매핑에서 그쪽 지역의 이미지를 갖고 싶다고 내 스카이 코인을 이용해가지고 바운티를 걸 수가 있습니다. 이 이미지를 주는 사람한테는 이 코인을 가질 수 있게끔 그런 식의 약간 포켓몬고 게임을 접목시켜서 진행을 할 수도 있다고 합니다. 상당히 재미있는 발상이라고 봅니다. Okay, so let's talk about So what are some growth drivers? I mean, if I buy SkyM coin, how can I imagine it's gonna be the price will go up as the investor? So can you please explain some ideas?
So as an investor, how does the SkyMap token raise in value?
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's another good question as well. So look, the way we look at the world, as I mentioned before, is this is a super map of the world. We're constantly growing that super map. And as Chris and Darren talked about before, we encourage people to stake their part of the world. What we're doing is commoditizing the pixel using the SkyMap token. The best way to think about it is imagine the world of the internet has just started and you're going around buying domain names, okay? And you buy the domain name korea.com. If you have the SkyMap token for a certain part of Seoul or Korea, and you collect the data over that area, forevermore, that data belongs to you. That's the way that we're trying to ensure that the value of the SkyMap token goes up. But as I think the other part of it, which is really important, is Darren can maybe talk about this, about how different parts of the world have got different value, different,
and those things need to be quantified. Civil planning departments need to know when things have changed. They need up-to-date imagery to help manage their infrastructure. So that imagery in those areas always has value, and that's always going to be in cities, and it can always increase because you may have a storm event or a natural disaster that requires brand new imagery to be acquired, and that's going to incentivize people to go out and acquire that imagery. There may be imagery that's acquired in the remote bush areas that are very low population in density, and so the incentive to go and acquire that imagery is relatively low. Yet there's still an opportunity for people to acquire that imagery on speculation that it could become valuable. So looking at our super map, if there's areas where there's low densities of images or no images that have been acquired for a long time, and they have perhaps inside information about mineral exploration, they could go out and acquire imagery in that area, and not just imagery in terms of what we see, but it could be it could be additional sensors on the drone, so that are going to be useful to geoscientists and the like.
Yeah, I think if you want to explain that to your audience, I just want to talk about, if you want to translate that first, because I want to add another comment on top of that.
Yeah, please
well.
just add on. So I will just.
Oh, okay. I think in as a group one day we were talking about how do we tell the community what is SOAR. I mean, we've got a sign behind us that says it's a decentralized super map of the world that sits on a blockchain. It's everything from satellites through to drones. But Chris, you want to mention the Columbus comment and the discovery? Because you, that's a really good way of making people understand the value of the SOAR token.
Yeah, so basically one of the comments that one of our team members came up with was it's become the next Columbus. So, you know, Columbus went off into the brave new world and discovered new things, and we're trying to encourage that same behaviour. If I really wanted to sum it up, if I really wanted to sum it up, what I would be saying to the audience is that the world is always changing. There's always new things happening and constantly moving. So, you know, why should our maps stay the same? And that's driving value into the Sky Map token.
Google Maps sometimes doesn't change in some parts of the world for 5 years. It's the same image. We want our maps to change every day. In fact, we're talking to the European Space Agency, as I said, and you know, the Korean Space Agency and NASA. We want the satellite imagery, the drone imagery, to be updated every day. In fact, if I had it my way, it would be every hour. That's the value of the Sky Map token that drives that.
Great. Let me explain. 소아 같은 경우는 물론 이제 코인의 가치는 소아의 가치를 같이 움직이겠죠. 그러니까 소아가 추구하는 부분은 뭐 인상적인 부분인데 콜럼버스가 되고 싶다고 합니다. 콜럼버스가 신대륙을 발견한 것을 이제 소아를 통해서 드론을 통해서 저희가 찾지 못한 신대륙을 발견하듯이. 근데 이제 지금 뭐 위성 통신을 이용해서 구글에 지금 올라온 이미지들, 위성 이미지 같은 경우는 뭐 한번 찍으면 몇 년 지나도 똑같은 이미지가 그냥 올라가 있는, 해당 지역 똑같은 이미지가 올라가 있는 상황인데, 소아가 추구하는 거는 매일 해당 지역은 뭐 지구는 항상 변하고 있는 것이고 매일 많은 일들이 생겨나고 있기 때문에 동일한 곳이라도 오늘 찍는 사진하고 내일 찍는 사진하고는 틀리니까 그런 것들이 매일 업로드될 수 있게끔 자기들이, 하지만 이제 어느 누군가의 한 사람의 소유가 아니고 모두가 커뮤니티가 소유를 할 수 있게끔, 그리고 그런 이미지가 매일 올라갈 수 있게끔 사람들한테 모티베이션을 주기 위해서 스카이 M 코인을 발행을 해서 거기에 대한 보상을 줘서 사람들이 이제 매일 그런 이미지들을 올릴 수 있게끔 추구합니다. 그렇게 되면은 뭐 많은 사람들이 코인을 사서 이미지를 사서 올리게 될 것이고, 그럼 자연스럽게 코인의 가치는 올라갈 것이라고 본다고 합니다. Okay, I explained them well about the Columbus thing. Okay. Alright, so I believe that the partners are very important for every business. And so, who are your partners? And I saw the big name on the website, the Alibaba Cloud. So, what they do with your partnership? So, can you please explain?
Yeah, look, I just maybe Chris and Darren could talk a little bit about the actual benefits into the SOAR system. But as a CEO, my viewpoint is we want to partner with as many people as we can that providing imagery and content, not only in the traditional space but also in the blockchain. So we're partnering with Alibaba Cloud. As I said, we're partnering with different space agencies around the world and manufacturers of drones. But we're also now actively partnering with other blockchain companies as well and other protocols that can bring real value to the product. I think maybe Chris can talk a little bit more about Alibaba's our involvement with Alibaba and maybe the AI and the machine learning components moving on.
Sure. So our partnership with Alibaba Cloud was really great news when that came through. Really fantastic news for us. Essentially, as you know, the blockchain is very, very good at certain things, and then it's very terrible at other things. And one of the things it's really not great at is file storage. And for our kind of infrastructure, we have a lot of data to store. So that doesn't really live on the blockchain. So what we've got is we've got a handshake system between the contents on the blockchain that's references a file hash and a location off the chain in traditional cloud storage. So again, I don't want to get into too much technical detail, but the content is stored on Alibaba Cloud. In addition to the storage capabilities of Alibaba Cloud, Alibaba Cloud in particular are great because they have global coverage. We can reach China and Libya and other countries like this. But in addition to the content storage, we're also looking at a lot of their computational platforms. So they do a lot of AI and image recognition. So we're able to automatically post-process imagery to detect
different things.
Yeah, people's faces that might need blurring out, or how much trees in an area, or things of that nature.
Okay. 당연히 이제 진행을 하기 위해서는 파트너십이 제일 중요한데 어떤 파트너십들이 있냐 그러니 뭐 스페이스 에이전시들, 각 나라의 스페이스 에이전시들 아까 말씀드린 위성 이미지를 촬영하기 위한 스페이스 에이전시하고 협력도 되어 있고 BGI라고 저 드론 메이커, 매니팩처러하고도 협력이 되고 있고 얘들 홈페이지 들어가보면 알리바바 클라우드라고 해서 있는데 어떤 역할을 하냐고 보니 당연히 이런 데이터, 이미지 데이터를 스토어할 수 있는 스토리지를 가진 업체랑 파트너십이 돼야 되고 그게 이제 알리바바 쪽하고 진행이 돼서 파트너십을 맺었다고 합니다. 그래서 알리바바 클라우드 서비스 이용해서 이미지를 클라우드 스토리지 쪽에 저장을 해서 전 세계 누구나 쉽게 알리바바 같은 클라우드 서비스는 전 세계 어디서든 액세스가 되니까 쉽게 올릴 수 있게끔 스토어 시킬 수 있게끔 하려고 지금 파트너십을 다양하게 맺고 있다고 합니다. Okay, great. So what is your plan? What kind of roadmap do you guys have for this coming months or maybe this year? Any big things coming up this year?
Well, I mean, maybe Darren can start with a little bit about the actual product, and Chris can talk about the product, and then I can talk a little bit about the partnerships and also the further development of the company.
Yeah. So just before we started the meeting, we were looking at the development on the test net, and just hats off to Chris because he and his team
Done a terrific job.
You know what we expected them to do in 3 weeks, they did in 4 days. So partnerships going forward, we have a satellite imagery provider. And that's the type of imagery that people need real time. They want to know data when it was acquired or within a certain time frame. And so we already have that functionality in there, and as well the something like 150 terabytes of satellite imagery already ready there that can be downloaded, and that's useful to almost any industry that you can think of. It's definitely useful to farmers. It's useful to mining industries. It's useful to natural disasters. So, for example, forest fire management. That's something we're facing here in Australia in the coming months. So, moving forward, it's we're onboarding more drone operators all the time. People are keen to monetize their content and as well add more functionality. So. In a way, we're sort of going from the ground up. So we're starting with very high resolution, low altitude drone imagery, moving up. We already have aerial photography companies lined up to provide imagery. So that's on a larger scale. And then as well, as I mentioned, we already have the satellite providers. So really from the ground up, as far as you want, imagery is available.
Yeah, I think the other thing is as well, I mean, thanks for that explanation, Darren, as well, is one thing that people need to realize in our ICO and our token generation event is that we've got a lot of experience in building these systems. So our system is actually, it's not like one of those ICOs where people have to wait 2 years to see something. Chris and the engineering team built the testnet very, very quickly because we've already got existing infrastructure and frameworks. And we think that we're probably, a very, very short sprint away. And Chris can talk a little bit about it as well in terms of, increasing and releasing our mainnet. So we're very, very close to that as well. In fact, we're actually ahead of schedule.
So you've done the testnet already, or?
Yes. Yeah. So the testnet's available. You can use it right now. It's at demo.soar.earth.
I see.
And the testnet's well ahead of schedule from where we planned to be, 6 months ago. So we're well ahead of schedule on that. We're basically ready to release mainnet version of the first stage of the application as soon as we finish our public sale.
So within maybe a couple of months, Chris?
Yeah, within sort of a month or two.
Yeah.
And then we have a staged approach. So we have like our stage 1, which will come later on in the year, which is the super map. And then stage 2, which is the application store on top of it. So there's a lot of exciting stuff coming ahead.
So we're very, very, we're probably half a year ahead of schedule.
Yeah, Amir, can you move a little bit? Please.
Oh, sorry, I don't know whether. Yeah,
I'm keep losing your face, like like
Oh,
this.
okay, all right.
Okay, so let me explain. So you've done the test net; it's already done, and mainnet will be open this year, or
Yeah, in a couple of months.
A couple of
Actually,
months.
probably in October, I'd say, Chris.
They can use the testnet right now at demo.soar.earth.
so though this test net, so people can actually upload their image onto this
Yeah.
test net.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And we'd love everyone to do so as
Okay.
well.
We've already got a lot of content from different drone providers in the background, and already Google has been giving us Google's got the base map layer in there as well. So we envisage probably having, I don't know, the more drone operators. So we encourage our viewers, if you guys have got drones, even these little ones over here, please go and upload them onto the testnet.
Okay,
The engineering team has done a terrific job putting that together.
great. 지금 어느 정도 계획이 어떻게 되고 어느 정도까지 진행됐냐고 하니까 지금 현재 테스트넷이 완료가 된 상태랍니다. 그리고 올해 안에 메인넷이 완료가 될 것이고 지금 can we found that website address testnet onto your
Yes.
homepage website? Or?
Yeah, it's on
Yeah.
my homepage.
It's just demo.soar.earth.
Okay.
And there's a link to that on the website as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's good. 홈페이지 들어가시면 웹사이트가 있답니다. demo.so.earth, right?
Yeah.
그쪽으로 들어가시면 되고 홈페이지에도 링크가 있다고 하니까 들어가셔서 이미지를 업로드 하실 수가 있다고 합니다. 한번 시도해 보시고 이게 시장성이 있는지 나중에 한번 판단해 보시면 될 것 같습니다. 메인넷도 올해 안으로 준비한다고 하니까 하고 지금 많은 아까 말씀드린 위성 에이전시라든지 스페이스 에이전시 쪽하고 협약을 맺고 있고 다양한 파트너십을 맺고 있기 때문에 상당히 빠른 시간 안에 진행이 되고 있다고 합니다. So okay, when is the public sale? You've done the pre-sale or the
Yeah, so we're in the final stages of our pre-sale. We're basically trying to make sure that we've got the right partners on board in the pre-sale. We're waiting to see if some of those partnerships are real, because in the ICO world, it's very, very easy to make sure that the investors that come on board, we've got a great product. We think that this is going to be the next evolution of mapping in the world.
I see.
And I know that's a big statement to make, but we really want to make this the best as we possibly can. And we've got some incredible investors in the pre-sale. Some of the biggest funds in China have come on board. We've got some Silicon Valley VCs as well, and some Australian VCs as well that are backing us. So we hope to close out the pre-sale very soon and get ready for the public sale, which is the end of September.
End of September. Do you have a specific date yet, or the?
Probably, I guess we're looking at probably the last couple of days of September. It'll be towards the last couple of days of September.
Okay. And do you have any banned countries? Or?
The countries are basically we want to be able to look at really, I guess, America, although we're looking at potentially accepting SAFT agreements for the United States, but also China is one of the banned countries as well. But yeah, so this is for the public sale. We need to be, make our members and community aware of that.
Okay, great. Okay, 지금 물어본 건 이제 퍼블릭 세일, 지금 프리세일 마지막 정도고요. 파트너십들 다양하게 맺고 있는 상태라서 지금 프리세일 하면서 파트너들 검증을 하고 있는 상태라고 합니다. 중국에서 가장 큰 캐피탈 업체라든지 VC들, 호주라든지 이런 쪽에 실리콘밸리 쪽 VC들하고 다들 투자를 받고 있고, 뭐 당연히 뱅컨트리도 있고 미국이나 중국 같은 경우는 이제 참여가 어렵다고 합니다. Korea is not bank country, right? You can actually
Yeah, that's
participate.
fine. Yeah, Korea's okay. Yeah.
Okay. So I think we almost done. I think we need to do this check from the questions from this YouTube questions, and you guys need to announce the airdrops. So if you just say airdrop will start now, then we'll do it.
Airdrop is officially underway. All right, guys. Is it done? Yeah.
Alright, so guys, airdrop is started. 지금 에어드랍 이제 시작을 하겠습니다. 뭐 많은 질문도 올려주시고요. 지금부터 선정되신 분들 에어드랍이 나갈 것입니다. Okay, do you really? It's like many people interested in. Do you actually talking with any exchanges or the?
Yeah, look, right now we're under non-disclosure agreement with which exchanges we're talking to, but we're looking at getting listed on at least 2 or 3 exchanges to start with, and then potentially doubling that number in the next probably sort of 6-month period. We want to work with the right exchanges as well because of this product, and making sure that that they hold the best interest not only for us but most importantly for our community as well.
Great. 뭐 지금 한 2-3개 엑스체인지랑 얘기를 하고 있는 게 있고요. 자기들은 굉장히 괜찮은 엑스체인지만 골라서 들어가고 싶다고 합니다. Okay, so another one, like token distribution. Do you have any lock period for the? If I buy the tokens at the main sale, do you have any lock period? Can you just sell?
No, so there is no lockup in the main sale at all. We've actually got an extremely tight token structure. In fact, our token structure is so tight because our hard cap is just under $20 million, but our token structure on the market cap on listing is not much above that. So the pre-sale, for example, lockup is spread over 5 months. Okay, 20% increments. So that's why we want to work with the right investors in the pre-sale, because we don't want people to dump their tokens straight away. Yeah. So they're locked up. And whereas the public sale is there's no lockup on the public sale at all.
Great.
The team is locked up to a maximum of 2 years. That's how confident we are on this product as well. And also our ecosystem, the lockups on our ecosystem are actually split as well. So they're quite regularly unlocked to make sure that the community's growing with that at the same time as new technology becomes available.
What was the hard cap for the main sale?
The hard cap, I can give you the exact number if you just give me one moment. So the hard cap is, well, it's actually pretty much bang on $20 million. $20 million and 250,000. Sure. Okay. And the market cap on listing is actually only 8 million, just over 8 million. So it's very, very tight, the market cap.
뭐 우선 메인셀 같은 경우, 프리셀 같은 경우는 5개월 동안 분산해서 20%씩 나눠주는 경우고요. 메인셀은 락 피리어드가 없다고 합니다. 그래서 당장 판매가 가능하고, 물론 이제 프리세일이라든지 이 파운드 같은 경우는 2년 락이라고 하네요. 2년 락이고 프리세일은 5개월 동안 락업을 해서 덤핑하는 것을 최대한 방지하게끔 자신들은 그만큼 또 자신 있다고 합니다. Okay, I think it's we've done great. Do you anything to say, like for finally for the Korean viewers and YouTube fans?
Look, I mean, I've been coming to Korea for quite a few years, and I think personally for me, it's just seeing the evolution of the crypto market, the blockchain market in Korea has been one of very big interest to me personally. But now that we're in the middle of an ICO, I've been spending some time over there in Korea, and what I see is that Korea traditionally has been a market where, you've got some incredible, global companies such as Samsung and LG and so forth. And now I think there is a movement from these companies that are hardware providers now towards software and blockchain. And I think the Korean community is going to be very important to us as well in the months and years after the ICO. So we really want to get as many images. Any final comments?
Yeah, I'd second what Amir said in that we would love to see more drone content come out of Korea. So anybody who's listening, you could drop us an email through the website, or just jump on the testnet and start uploading imagery from from Korea. That I think definitely would obviously it's going to help us promote ourselves, but it also showcases places around Korea and the value of drones, not just to your average consumer, but also to industry as well. So we want industry to take note of this as well, and to say and to realize that there's quite an opportunity for the amount of imagery and data that we can get on there that they're going to have access to.
Sure.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank everyone. It's been fantastic speaking to everyone tonight. And look forward to seeing your imagery, and really hope that you try out the testnet and you take a really good look at the project.
Yeah, get on our Telegram page and tell us what you think. We'd love to hear from the community.
Sure. Let me give final translation to the Korean viewers.
All right, no worries.
우선 당연히 오늘 시간 감사하고요. 한국을 와봤는데 한국 같은 경우는 자기들이 매우 중요한 나라라고 생각한다고 합니다. 상당히 IT 쪽이라든지 기술 개발이 빠르게 진행되고 있고 글로벌 회사들도 상당히 많아서 한국에서의 많은 피드백을 받고 싶어하고 특히나 뭐 드론 같은 경우 이미지를 찍어가지고 당장이라도 테스트넷 좀 올려서 좀 많은 피드백을 받고 싶다고 합니다. 한국 시장 상당히 중요하게 생각하고 많은 피드백 달라고 요청하고 있습니다. Okay, thank you, SOA. Thank you, everyone. Okay, today we're gonna finish this AMA session, and hope to see you guys again. Do you have any plan to come to Korea?
Yeah, I'm actually hoping to be back in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
Maybe even the next, at the worst, maybe 4 weeks. I want to be back in Korea. I think post ICO we're going to be going to Korea quite often and working with some of the hardware manufacturers there.
Sure. Let me see you in Korea then. Okay.
Cheers, guys. Thanks very much.
Okay,
Thanks
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.